Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Strategic Command World War II, World at War, where I'm back playing as the Axis. Let's continue where we left off in Russia. Previously we've taken Murmansk and I'm gonna send over the Finnish forces somewhere else, but for now let's just continue. So first of all, if I want to take Onega, I'm just gonna have to shell them here first, and we'll see how far we can get. If I can destroy them like this, perfect. And then I can already, let's just take a peek. Alright, let's send the Finns out here. Start lowering their entrenchments. Already dealing some damage. That's nice. That's nice. And I cannot cut them off in any possible way. But let's get those tanks out there. Again, dealing pretty good damage. Well, let's just move you here. Okay. That's not a problem. We'll take Arkhangelsk on the next turn, I'm sure, and then we can move on. Pretty much anything we take is good. So I think we'll be fine here. 0-0. Okay, I'm gonna have to shift over some forces from Russia. Also, once again, back to France. Yeah, let's cut off these guys. At least attack them properly. Yeah. Maybe I can use... Oh yeah, definitely. Let's use the double attack. And that means that another town is mine. They didn't get any MPP from it, but at the very least we're advancing, and it still takes a bit of... No, it doesn't take any of their national morale. Well, never mind, but it's still good, I guess. So I do need to get some garrison over at Stalingrad. Let's operate these guys all the way back to France. And operate these guys out of Nantes. So, okay, I can't get them into Stalingrad proper. Let's just put them there, get the Cossacks out there for this turn, and we'll take care of it in the next one. Okay. Can't use those guys for garrisons so far. Can't attack either. I'll see. I can, again, move my units, and I think just moving them and attacking at this stage is a lot more worth it than just trying to repair them. I mean, repairing is nice, but okay, you guys can go a lot further. Where can we move them? So I need to move back. Okay, let's go around. Still lowers their entrenchment levels. And I can cut them off just in case I don't destroy them. Those. Let's see if I can move in there. I can. Excellent. Gives me some MPP. We're close to Perm as well, so even after Kuibyshev, I think they should fall relatively quickly. Okay, yeah. Perfect. That allows me to keep moving from Uralsk. Okay, so we're really far into the Soviet Union at this point. I definitely need to repair them, attach these guys. I'm a bit more afraid out here. Well, not that I'm afraid of a lot of units, but it's more that I don't want to advance too quickly, especially given the poor supply situation. Yeah, they're not doing very well. Actually, I think I'd be better off even just retreating a bit out here. Just making a defensive barrier around this area. You know, the Italians aren't too powerful, and I don't want to get into a situation where they might get destroyed. So I think for now this is probably for the best. Now if these guys move so they can be transported out of the Soviet Union on the next turn, and I'm actually actively going to remove units right now. And yeah, okay. So again, I can also cut off these forces, which I probably should. Do have another Italian corps, so yeah, that's not gonna cut it. If I were to try and destroy this, I probably can't do that on this turn. So I'll just... Oh, that was not what I was supposed to do. Right, let's just agree as on. And I'll have the Italians stay here. They might get evacuated, but maybe not. Okay, I actually think I can probably evacuate both these and the HQ. Do I need a... Yeah, okay, I need a unit there. I'm gonna operate these guys over to France. Okay, what I can do is get you into Nantes. And I'll get the HQ from Russia to operate into Paris. And you know, just getting that anti-aircraft defense up there too. Not with the city. But there are plenty of units here that can be upgraded, and I definitely do want to do that too. They're all in interception, so that's good. I'm actually going to send out another fighter from Russia, these guys, and I'm going to operate them all the way to Italy, because the Allied bombers have been harassing me there for a bit as well. I don't like that, so I'm going to send these over here and set them on interception mode. We'll see how the Allies deal with that. Let's just wait on that. Italians don't have that much MPP, so I don't necessarily want to spend my my points that way. I might, but not too sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to reduce the entrenchments on these guys, so I'm gonna attack that first. And then switch them with the army. This is all 0-0. Let's go for the medium bombers, because it lowers their entrenchments too. Now that the entrenchments are almost down, these attacks are suddenly a lot more effective. Yeah, let's go for destroying it, because then I can move a lot further. That's probably for the best. Yeah, I can already take all of that stuff. Let's see, because I need to move the HQ forward quite a bit too. My units are in poor supply right now, but not necessarily later. Let's take Moscow. They'll relocate the capital, but we're already so close to taking both of these other ones that it's probably not even that big of an issue. I do, again, want to make sure that I can send over some of these forces. These are already properly placed. Let's switch them up so that they can actually be transported later. And okay, dealing with the HQs is good. I'm not that big of a fan of attacking like that, but I wouldn't mind attacking these tanks, because it will cost them a lot of MPP just to repair that. And that means that they will have less units later on. I mean, I'm gonna set the interception, and it doesn't really matter where they are. Wow, we've taken a lot of territory. But I guess that's where we're gonna leave it for now. Did send another another couple of units out there. Yep. Which is, of course, what I wanted. I want to replace this too, but these two units have just been deployed there. They'll be able to move next turn. I might use operate in order to get them to both The Hague and Bordeaux and move out the garrison units. I want to replace all of the garrison units in France, of course. I also want to get a couple of German units in Italy. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I know this will take a long while, but I actually want to send out the Italian Navy, and I'm gonna get them all the way around Africa. And I know that takes a long while, but they just can't really do a whole lot out here. And that's just a waste of that navy. I mean, I can keep them here in order to protect against a enemy naval invasion, yeah, but it doesn't seem like they are really coming. And even if they do, I should be having enough ground forces in order to thwart them. I'm still hoping to get Spain into the war, but that's unlikely. So yeah, I should probably actually take Vichy in order to get more MPP. I think that with the war in Russia going well, I should probably just get a couple of forces out there in order to take it in 1 or 2 turns. That's probably for the best. Okay. So by doing that, I think we're okay. Let's take care of this here. Let's move you. Attach all of those guys. And actually what I want to try and do is get the Americans to move into this. Then potentially get to cut them off. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Okay, you need to go to 10, definitely. Okay, they can wait for 1 turn. And I'll definitely go after the garrison out here now. Yeah, let's set you down, you to Djibouti. And let's go for this. If we take down that, I'm then gonna move down towards Mogadishu. and Kismayo, and then over to Nairobi, and I'll see what I can do. I can keep moving all the way down, and you know, I don't know how far we'll get where we end up. Yeah, that's all gonna be guesswork for now. Up here, I'm only gonna send the Syrian Corps. I think these guys can move back, and I'm gonna have them join the Africa Corps HQ. Let's attach this and switch up these two guys. I'd rather have this. Alright, that's taken care of. That's the Africa Corps. I'm going to send these guys over to the port because they're out of supply as well. That pretty much has us only deal with the Navy. They're out of supply. And the rest of the German Navy, at the very least, is just going to move out here for a bit. Now we just took down 2 destroyers in that particular region. Let's repair. Okay. Now moving with the German Navy is quite precarious. Oop. Well, okay, never mind. Because not only is the enemy fleet all the more powerful, we... yeah, let's move the submarine. Not only is their fleet all the more powerful, we also, well, we know there's a lot here, but we don't know the location of many of their units, and that's a tad dangerous. Although I've been able to book some successes already against the American Navy, which is nice. You can't move. Okay, so we have our Navy just out there in the Norwegian Sea. Most of it, at least. So we've taken care of those. Those units are all taken care of. We're good down there. Let's take a look at Russia itself proper. Or at the Russo-Japanese war here. So because I think that Russia is pretty much defeated, I want to start evacuating at least this entire corps as much as possible. So I'm going to repair these guys, trying to get them out. They can already be operated, and I'm going to operate the bombers and such as well away from that area. And I'm going to move these guys to Bangkok. So they'll repair, and then they'll join the war in India. But I actually don't think that I need them that much anymore out here. And you can't move. Yeah. That's a shame. Well, let's operate you guys. And I want to get the bombers down there as well. There we go. So they'll be put to good use whenever possible. Great. A bit too far. And then let's attach all of them. I'm surprised they aren't attached. They're in good supply though. So let's send you out here. I'm sure they're not gonna move these units, but I need to get into the Soviet Union as much as possible, and even Cheetah took down some of their MPP, you know, which is always good. I think they're quite ready to fall. I want to keep a couple of units here at the very least, or also to go after Mongolia, which hasn't joined any side so far, but would probably join the Allies, quite likely. But we'll just take it down. Oh, that's a bummer. They're a very, well, reasonable entrenchment. That stuff is a bit of a problem with all those deserts. And, alright. Let's attach you. Destroy this. And let's see how far they can go. I can cut off the rail line. Let's do that. You into that city. I'd rather have the HQ a bit further. Okay, I mean, I'm sure they're sure to repair this, but I don't really care about that. Take Lido, which is giving the enemy supply. Yes, it does. Okay, let's attack. And perfect. Can't move, but that's okay. I'm gonna move through here and then try to take down Dimapur. In a while, I guess. Definitely switching these up and reinforcing them. Could potentially cut off the 14th Army if I were to be able to push these back or even outright destroy them. Move back to Impal. Might be a bit too risky though. There are 3 supply. Yeah, I'll just move back. I think that's way too risky, and I definitely cannot afford something like that. Not gonna retreat here. I don't think giving up this rail line is a good idea, but we got some extra forces coming, so that might actually turn the tide against the Indian forces out here. Now we do know that the enemy has some navy, and I don't remember how much they had out here. They had some battleships. There has to be a way for me to make sure that I just attack from this position. I'm not really sure how to do that. I'm gonna have to just try and figure out some buttons, because I should be able to just stay here and attack, right? But it's not shift. Wait, it is shift. Yeah. Because they had a couple of battleships out here, and I destroyed a few of those. But they might still have some left. It was around here. Actually, it's been a bit of a while since I've played, so that's kind of my problem here. Okay, so let's move you back. I want to send out some of these guys into amphibious transports because they need to go after Australia as well. So I'm gonna try to land in northern Australia for the most part, and then move my way down, because I think probably there's too many units near their capital that I cannot take down just yet, probably. Okay, we're down to 1. We can't really do anything anymore with Japanese forces, although we can go after the submarine. I'll just stay in this position pretty much at this point. I am at that point already done, because I can't really do anything else without MPP, of course, except purchasing units and stuff like that. I can upgrade this army, like I said before. That I definitely will do. I can even upgrade this armored train with infantry weapons level 2. Excellent. Don't mind upgrading some of those. No, they're fine with partisan activity. Actually, yeah, partisan activity is fine. Okay. Let's go for the Germans. I want to go for diplomacy first. Let's take a look because Argentina is close to getting there. I'll spend some chits. Then Germany doesn't have any more influence chits, so let's close. And I'm gonna go for research. I want to keep my research for the Germans at least at 2,000. I should at that point probably be going rocket weapons. Let's go for advanced subs and amphibious warfare, sure. And then I can still purchase for the Germans a destroyer. It's not that bad. Okay, I think it'll be quite useful in the upcoming naval battles. If we actually do get it. I mean, building more battleships takes too long and they'll be done way too late. Okay, now that that's all taken care of, I think we're pretty much set to go. It wasn't a bad turn. I think we're doing okay. Definitely not as good as we did in, or at least as I did in War in Europe though. At the very least, the Soviet morale suffers from the loss of Moscow. And Murmansk as well. We're quite happy with both of those achievements, of course. Sure. Colombia joins the Allies, huh? Alright, alright. Polish leader, General Sikorsky, is killed in a plane crash. American poet Erza Pound is indicted for treason for broadcasting for Italy. Get advanced tanks level 4, logistics level 3. And guess we don't get supplies from some of those regions. Might even be because that navy is pretty much just moving through my waters. But the enemy navy is too big to be destroyed in one go. You know, we're gonna have to take him down piecemeal. Alagala. This is where we draw the line. Yep. I do fear quite a bit for my submarines. Okay, HQ moving back. Russian activity, pretty much straightforward. And here we go. Okay, good luck so far, but they still have a destroyer out there. Okay, it's no longer seen for now. Beautiful. It's unfortunate. Come on, dive. Or no damage. It's also okay. Good, good. Okay. Now. Come on. guess it goes down then. How many carriers do they have? Quite a lot, apparently. But that was the risk. I mean, destroying their battleship definitely was a big risk out there. And, you know, I still think that even with the destruction of this submarine, if that comes to pass... Oh, what? Really? That... Huh. Okay, so they still had 2 battleships out there, at the very least. Okay. Well. So far, so good. Mm-hmm. Can't even see which interceptors this is, but can imagine that they're taking damage too. I wonder why these other guys don't actually try to intercept as well. Really? Seems like my planes up in the north didn't do too much. Should have repaired those guys, but seems like it worked out reasonably fine. But still, I mean, I didn't have the MP to do everything I wanted, as usual, but I mean, it doesn't matter that much this time because this army isn't going to destroy the core, most likely. I mean, I'll live through this. Yeah. Yeah, my forces are not in very good supply up here. So it's understandable they're taking a bit of damage from this. If I can move up 1 hex, I can already attack the bombers, and destroying the bombers would be a great boon as well. Oh. Probably going for their industrial center, or I don't know. I don't expect to take Urumqi on the first turn. I think it might still take some time. Okay, that's fine. Another unit up there, huh? Oh, so they do have American ships out there. So I might even have to go back with the Italian Navy in order to try and take down some of those American ships. That's probably better, but I was just trying to get them out because I didn't see any naval opportunities. But if they're sending out more ships down there, I think it's worth it. And so far so good. I'm very scared still with about many of my units. But I could get them out through this way if they are not doing anything else so far. Processing events? Wow. Seems like all of my units made it. Partisan activity. But that doesn't spawn garrison units. Oh. Turkey into the Allies, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna have to send some units back to Tbilisi. Actually, I didn't see that they had a anti-partisan unit out there. Really? Well, Just gonna have to deal with it. Lost. Oh, I didn't lose contact with their ships there. Okay, it seems like they have a very big chunk of units out there. That's fine. I will be continuing. Yeah, okay, so this line indeed did change. We'll be taking those guys down this turn. You know, we'll see how this war progresses. So far, no. So how did this spawn a partisan unit? They're even saying like, hey, this is not gonna be a partisan unit. That would spawn something. So that's actually the wrong picture. They must have put the wrong picture there because well, fine. Yeah, let's just take this and then move up. Maybe they'll put a unit in there and that will save me at least some trouble. Either way, I'm gonna end the video here. So I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this part. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And I will see you on the next episode. So take care and see you in the next one.